And we are live, I guess. Welcome to this webinar. It's my first webinar on Google Hangouts, and I hope I'll do it all right. Today we'll be talking about how important it is to create a relationship with yourself, why it is so, and the basic 3 areas that we're going to cover to how to be aware of your life, become more aware of your life. So first I want to introduce myself to those who don't know me. I am Alla Pechenyuk. I hope if anybody can hear me, please type in the box that you can hear me. I am Alla Pechenyuk from allalaws.com. I am a soul whisperer, and I work with high achievers to align them with themselves, with their inner self, to get to a point where the changes that they crave to make are being made from a place of grace and ease and with a peace of mind. So this is what I do. I love what I do, and people are changing their careers. They are moving across the world. They are ending and starting relationships, and it's all very, very beautiful. It feels very major when they're going through something like this, and it's amazing. It's like watching children grow. So today I want to talk about how to build a solid foundation for your success by creating a relationship with yourself. So my diagnosis for most of the problems in life is lack of self-love. The question that comes after people hear that is, how do I do that? Like, what is this? Where do I start relationship with myself? Why? And my response to it is, a relationship with yourself is the way to inner guidance. Many people come to me and they want to hear they want to learn how to hear their intuition, how to find their purpose, how to hear their voice, their inner voice more clearly. So how to do that is to build a relationship with this inner voice. So how do you develop a relationship with yourself? Is through love and self-care. Unapologetic and rigorous self-care, that is. When I started my spiritual journey and thus work on self-love, the advice I was given most of the times was to pamper myself, to treat myself to a me day, to a mani-pedi, to a nice restaurant, to a cocktail, to champagne, to a hairdresser, whatever it is. And at that time, I didn't have a job. I didn't have any income. I was pretty much paralyzed by fear not to have money. And I didn't have any self-care practice. So I couldn't wrap my brain around spending money on something other than my survival, which is food and rent and a train ticket. And I didn't understand, why should I treat myself to a date with myself, like to a nice restaurant or something, if I didn't earn it? Like, in my eyes, I didn't earn the money. I didn't earn this nice thing because there is no money. Why should I do that? On the other side, my clients nowadays who are very successful in their careers and have enough money for, let's say, a mani-pedi or a green juice, they lack time. they struggle to wrap their brain around the fact how on earth will they enjoy sitting in a restaurant by themselves while their to-do list is endless and people are sending them messages and wanting to meet with them. Why am I going to spend time with myself? So the program that I'm creating is kind of has nothing, not nothing, but has less to do with money or time, since these are the biggest concerns or blocks on your journey to self-love. And I want to present to you what is a result of trial and error, and mostly error and mistakes and failures on the way how to find out what is self-care for me, and through working with my clients, it's also what is self-care for them and how it is beneficial. And after years of struggle, what I discovered was that it takes absolute baby steps in your thought process. I repeat, baby steps in your thought process to change your approach to self-care, and not necessarily big actions like going to an expensive retreat for a week or having the best restaurant, reserve a spot there for yourself or something like this, to come back to your hamster wheel feeling the same again. I would like to share with you the possible baby steps that you might want to try out to find out if that works for you. There is no shoulds, no musts, no have-tos on what helps you. We are all unique and our life conditions are often super different. So how do you find out your way of taking care of yourself? My method is to think of yourself as somebody very precious to you, very precious. It can be, you can imagine a little being within you, maybe yourself as a child, a little Alla or Maria or Emmy or Nicole or whoever this little being for you is. Usually it has the same name, but sometimes people also give names to their inner beings to create more of a feeling that it's somebody else you are taking care of. You can also think about yourself from your dream partner perspective. Either he would ask you in the morning, or how would you ask him or her in the morning lovingly, what would you like for breakfast, darling? Or how would you like your partner to take care of you? Like, whatever it is. Tuck your blanket, or maybe when you're cold, maybe bring you a blanket or make you a nice tea, or when you're hungry, make you a nice meal. How can you treat yourself like you would like to be treated by your partner, or you are being treated by your partner? Lucky us sometimes. So maybe it is easier for you to think of yourself as your child, your own child, or how would your mom take care of you? So for many people, it's kind of difficult, because even though I adore my mom, it's not necessarily that I got the self-care routine from her. So this might be a little tricky, but usually when I come home, my mom does everything for me. So now, like, think of it as a, how can I be spoiled by myself? In tough situations, when everything seems more important than self-care, you might ask yourself, what would I do with a sick child? Think of yourself as of a sick child. Well, now I don't know about you, but in my family, it was like an emergency situation when somebody was sick. You were allowed to do anything: sleep, watch TV, read, spend as much time in bed as you want, and eat whatever you want. Why that? Because somehow the thought process is that when our bodies are suffering, when you're sick, something is hurting, we allowing ourselves to create as much comfort as possible in areas that we can control. So we allow our bodies to relax in order to heal. My thought process went further and I asked myself, if this comfort helps our body to heal itself, why don't we do it on a regular basis without waiting to be sick? How much further could we go if we took self-care and comfort really serious? That's what my program is all about. Self-care, self-love. So the first module in the program would be awareness. Is awareness. Now, to be able to change anything, we want to register the current state that we are at first. What does support your well-being and what leads you away from it? A Course in Miracles says that there is no idle thought. I translate it further that there is no idle action, because it's either a step towards or away from yourself. If you think of this as your alignment, you have either towards or away from your alignment. Every action, either you take care of yourself or you are doing something against the self-care. So what are the things that you want to become aware of? We are embarking on a journey to get closer to your true self. Regard it as an experiment. We are playing around and trying to have fun. I chose 3 things that have the biggest impact on our everyday lives: sleep, movement, and food. So, sleep. What is sleep? While you sleep, your subconsciousness is processing all the information that you received during the day. Sleep is the non-negotiable on my list. If you don't have enough sleep, you cannot perform at your best, as simple as that. What do you think about sleep? Now, these are the questions you want to think about. Do you think that sleep is overrated? Do you think that you can sleep when you're dead? Or maybe that you don't need much sleep? Or I just need a coffee. I need too much sleep, something is wrong with me. How much sleep do you need? Do you get enough? How do you feel when you get or don't get enough sleep? How productive and inspired are you during the day? Are you allowing yourself to feel tired and take a nap? Do you? You think you know what the number of hours are that you need. Think again. The amount of sleep varies and completely depends on, number 1, what you are experiencing during the day, and number 2, how you are dealing with it. If it's just the normal everyday stuff, then you probably won't need much. If there are major changes in your life happening, and I assume if you are in this program facing the uncomfortable financial issues and digging up the last patterns, then your life doesn't go the easy routine. Be super gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to rest and your subconscious to process. Whatever you're going through, It is work for your brain. The second part is how you're dealing with whatever is going on in your life. If people just let things happen to them and think that this is just how life is, I can't do anything, life happens to me, then they will feel tired and need more sleep. The more responsibility you take for your own life, the more aware you are, and if you are consciously learning your lessons, you will have more energy left and thus need less sleep. I want to share with you my story in my life previous to my awakening, what many people call it awakening. I used to be an owl. All the time at school and university, I worked at night. I thought this is just who I am. When I started my spiritual journey and began doing things that lightened up my heart and just couldn't wait to get out of bed and start the day, I realized that I adore mornings. I love mornings. Usually I need approximately 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Now sometimes when I'm going through big changes, I need more. For 2 days, 3 days, maybe a week, I need more sleep. It also depends on the stars and whatever is happening. Sometimes it's just taxing on my body. And your body and every cell recovers during the sleep. So that's why it's super important to actually sleep. What I discovered is that during my university life and school life, I was procrastinating the whole day, doing whatever I did, doing whatever. I did not want to write essays or deal with the stuff I had to deal with. And I started late with it, and I had to stay up really late to finish whatever I had to do. There was a lot of resistance against my life, against whatever I was going through. Today, I learned how to deal with whatever I'm going through very consciously. So with all my how to deal with all my feelings, with all the situations that I'm going through, whatever comes up to me, I am dealing with it as it comes. So that's why my subconscious doesn't have to do much work while asleep. That's why I need also less sleep. Because before the spiritual work that I started, I could sleep for days. I could sleep for like one time I remember that very clearly in my Easter holidays, I slept for a whole week. I woke up and I drank something, like I'm going to do now. And then I went back to bed. And then I woke up and ate a little bit, and then I went back to bed. This is how much time my body needed to recover. My subconscious needed to get accustomed to whatever was happening in my life. Now it doesn't happen anymore. I deal with whatever comes up immediately. So that's why my subconscious doesn't have to do all the work, because I'm doing it consciously. Eric Franklin, the founder of the Franklin method, says, "Strength is what is left after you overcome the resistance. Stop resisting life and follow the little nudges and your inspiration. You will feel more vibrant, more alive, and universe has a certain path for you, your purpose. And it's magnificent, far, far, far beyond your dreams." I love saying this because I actually have experienced it. And if you just follow the little nudges, life can be easy. If you need to learn it the hard way, you will need bigger lessons. Everything that seems difficult usually is not meant to be. But I'll talk about it much more in the program. So the next thing is movement. Our bodies are designed to move, if possible, every day. Does this make you cringe, the statement? Most of the times we associate movement with exercise and weight loss. No. It is one of the rare times when I say that something is wrong. I don't believe in it. I don't believe that there are things that are wrong or right. Everything is whatever is beneficial to you is right, but this is wrong because movement is so much more than that. Simply, it's not just the exercise part, is much more. In order to feel good in our bodies and being able to hear the inner voice, we have to become more aware of our flesh and bone structure. All of this is our vehicle to live a life on this planet. So when was the last time you consciously touched your legs? When was the last time you looked lovingly at your hands and stroked your soft belly? A scratch. Sounds crazy to you? Can you imagine this? Can you imagine doing this to a baby? Don't be completely agree with, sure, you look at the baby, you touch it and you cuddle it and you look at the arms and legs, and you also want to see what is happening. Maybe it needs cream somewhere or dry skin or whatever it is. At what age do we decide that we have to be a certain way and stop admiring ourselves just as we are? At what age do we tell ourselves that it's fine and our body's like, no, can do whatever? To introduce the self-love concept to yourself, start super slow. Again, as I mentioned before, baby steps. Literally, try to look lovingly at yourself. Touch your skin. Be aware of what you are doing. Be aware of what you're doing when you put a cream on or a lotion. Talk with your body. Ask her what she wants. She holds all the wisdom that you seek. I did a whole workshop on that, how to communicate with our bodies. In Franklin Method classes, I learned that our skeletal structure, our muscles and joints remain healthy only if they are being moved, preferably every day. If you want a healthy body, then add movement to your self-care routine. Find out what makes you happy and start small, super small, baby steps. So the questions that you might want to think about are, how much do you move throughout the day or week? Do you get out of your apartment, take 3 steps to the elevator, take the elevator down into the garage, take 3 steps to your car? I'm exaggerating. Maybe they saw like 20 steps. And then you sit in the car and then you drive to wherever you need to drive. You find a parking spot as close to the entrance as possible. And then you get out and then you walk into the building, and then it's your office building, and then you sit down again. So maybe you are a super freak, like some people that I admire, and maybe you're exercising every day. So how much do you move throughout the day? Do you know your favorite activities? Is there something you've been wanting to try out for a while? Something that seems crazy, like tango dancing or rollerblading or walking, maybe on the beach, maybe not, kung fu fighting, pole dancing, yoga. Be daring, go crazy, because only when you have fun, the movement will be of benefit for you. I started dancing tango in New York in 2012. I'm just trying to count how old I was, 27. So it doesn't mean that you can't start doing things. It just means that maybe it will take few tries to find out what you really like. Maybe it's yoga. Maybe it's Pilates. They say that people either or like yoga or Pilates. Who knows? I personally prefer yoga. I don't really like Pilates. And some people like running. My knees will kill me if I start running. I prefer walking, and I really, really love walking for long, long distances. I love tango dancing. I tried pole dancing. I like it, but it didn't excite me that much. And I have a friend, God, she's like climbing up and down, doing all these things. She's like a wizard on the pole. She looks absolutely sexy and gorgeous on it. And she's doing it almost every day. So we are all different. And can you imagine how much joy it will add to your life if you actually find out what really makes your body move from the inside, not because somebody tells you to do so, like at school, but just because you want to move. Dance at home, put music on and dance. Seriously, if you can force yourself to do that, because I did that, I forced myself to do that, it is such a crazy experience. You feel like a fool, you feel crazy. I felt absolutely silly. I mean, there are totally people who do that all the time. I felt super silly. And then the more I did that, I was consciously watching myself, and it was crazy how my dance style changed. Absolutely insane. So here again, start super gentle, baby steps. I'm going to repeat it over and over. Maybe take the stairs instead of the escalator. Or you can park your car further away from the entrance. Or when you sit at the desk, set up a program reminder in your phone to just get up and stretch. Or throw your arms up to the ceiling and stretch the spine like I do. Remember that baby steps will move you forward without freaking out your ego. It brings nothing to torture yourself, because how you do one thing, you do everything. And our goal is joy and happiness. Now off to food. How we're doing on time? We're doing great. Food. That's a major topic, and I will try to keep it short. We eat every day, and it is clear to the most of us that what we eat, we become, and the tendency is definitely there to be more aware of what we put in our bodies. With self-love, there comes a desire to take care of our health and educate ourselves about nutrition. So the questions you want to think about to become aware of your everyday habits is, what are your food habits? What cravings do you have? Is it sugar or dairy or fat? What are the moments when you crave a certain something? in what situations do you crave, let's say, sugar, or maybe a piece of cheese, or something? Like, it's not about when you feel hungry, it's about when are the moments that you want to eat the whole piece of chocolate. What gives you true pleasure? Can you eat without distractions? Can you be aware of just eating something without the TV, without the laptop, without your phone, just eating something? Can you enjoy an apple and give all your attention to how it tastes and feels in your mouth? Do you like cooking? Do you cook for yourself or for others, or both? Now the same process again, this area. Become aware of what you are consuming. Be curious and be smart. When I started learning about ingredients and reading the labels, it was super weird to me to understand that even though I wasn't eating sugar as such, like this white crystallized powder, I wasn't eating it. Never put it in my tea, never put it in everything, even when it baked, didn't use it. But there is sugar in literally almost everything. In cereal, in many juices, in bread, in healthy bars. It is high fructose corn syrup. It is brown sugar. It is agave. It is whatever. And I made a video about, about sugar and how what a lie we live with all these substitutes and whatever. I'm not going there. I'm still consuming sugar now and then. I just became aware in what forms it comes into my body and what effect it has on me. There is no need to change your habits overnight. Again, as I said, baby steps. Please don't do that. Please don't throw out all sugar right now. It's not going to do you anything, because in a week you're going to run to the store and buy sugar. Because why we do something is because our inner habits, our brain is wired a certain way. We are craving outer fulfillment for the inner fulfillment. What we want to do is to rewire the brain, reprogram us so that we don't want the sugar, not because we tell ourselves that sugar is bad. First step is to become aware and notice what you are putting in your body. There is no way around that. Then you might want to include healthy things into your diet and not create a forbidden list. There is, as I said, not saying no sugar anymore, no this, no that, no chocolate, no sweets, no carbs, no whatever. That's bullshit. As simple as that. How about integrating weird things like, for some people, veggies, like green veggies, leafy greens? What do I do with kale? Oh my God, I tried kale 2 years ago for the first time. I learned how to love it. I didn't like it at first, then now I love it. I eat it every day. Can't live without it. And then become aware of your habits. I used to run to the kitchen every time I got nervous. Guess what I was doing when I was dealing with inner issues, with difficult situations, with uncovering and decluttering? And for example, when I did a money course, or when I deal with my shadow self or things like that. Yep, fridge, here I come. It was a revelation to me that I didn't only do this when I was bad nervous, for example, when something was uncomfortable in terms of scary, but also when I was good nervous, which means that I was excited about a launch or being visible, like posting a video or something, chocolate or something, just something to eat. Usually, what I was craving for was bread, and so gluten stuff and dairy. That would bring me down. It took me a few weeks to just watch myself acting upon this habit until I finally was strong enough to stop and think, why am I doing this right now? What is it that I'm resisting? What is the underlying reason for not feeling comfortable? And it took me many times to just be the silent observer, watch myself opening the fridge, taking stuff out, eating it, like putting it into my body, and just calming down afterwards before I actually was able to stop and feel within and feel that I was scared. I was uncomfortable. Because most of the times we seek comfort and try to cover our need with food. I then sat down and often broke down in tears. That's me. Because another layer of hiding or keeping small was revealed to me. This is a very profound way of how to get rid of blocks and resistance. Use your cravings as your alert system. Different foods comfort in different ways. It's not all green juice that you have to drink every day. I would even say that if, then at least smoothies to keep fiber in it, and salad. It's not all about that. Your body is communicating with you all the time through desires. For example, sugar is bad in excess, but it is also the quickest way of grounding you. When your body cannot keep up with your mind, it will crave sugar and carbs, because out of sugar, after carbs, we create sugar. And if you know that you will be able to substitute this with, for example, root vegetables or maybe natural sugars like fruit, fresh fruit or dried fruit, you can do this. But also, like again, be super aware of what you are doing, of what you're craving. What is it? And sometimes you can eat half of the fridge without feeling satisfied. For me, it was for a little while. It was all about I want something. I'm feeling super anxious, and I want to eat something, and then I'm eating healthy stuff, and it just doesn't do it because all I need is bread, for example. And then find things of best quality. Find the best bread, most delicious bread. Find maybe a small farm sour cream or crème fraîche or whatever you want to put on it instead of junk. If you buy the cheapest butter that is made with natural, whatever, I mean, they say natural, but like with added colors and flavorings, this is what you're putting in your body. It's just how it is. So how can you, even with whatever you are eating right now, how can you make it healthier? Even if you are eating bread, you can, but the white toast bread, nothing nutritious in it, like nothing. So yes, I'm craving bread, but I'm gonna go with spelt bread with no wheat in it and minimal gluten, so that I don't do that much of a damage onto my body. So again, investigate, investigate, investigate. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help. And the most important things to remember now that we are almost done with the presentation, have fun and experiment. There is no pressure, there are no shoulds, haves, or musts. Your rules. You are the creator of your life. Become aware of your habits. Start listening to your body's messages. What is she or he saying? This is the wisdom. Like, this is your inner wisdom. And your body knows it. Just start listening. Be the observer first for a while, until you feel strong enough to change something that you feel compelled to change. Remember me and my fridge? Like, I watched myself many times, many times, and I'm still doing this. I'm not like healed or anywhere there. I'm still doing this. Remember, I'm gonna say it again, and now you know, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. No leaps, jumps. I mean, if you want to, you can. The slow way is a sustainable way of change. No overwhelm, no freakouts, and constant communication with your ego. Make it easy and as comfortable as possible for yourself in these times of change. Remember the sick child? If you are going through changes, this is what your brain is going through. Maybe you don't feel it in your body apart from being tired, but this is the comfort that you need to process everything. It helps tremendously to have a community to support you. There are many, countless amazing Facebook groups. Maybe you can start it with your family. Maybe you can start with your partner. Maybe you can start with your mother. And even if you are away from them, you can always talk about it. You can always message about it. Find people who are in your camp, who are rooting for you, who can support you. And I'm always there. If you have any questions, just ask me, hit me up, and I can point you in the direction of amazing people. Well, make it as easy and comfortable as possible for yourself in these times of change. It helps to use the social media or Facebook groups and share your journey with us. Like, share it. We are all in it together. And I am really genuinely interested in your life, and I would love to hear about your journey, about your hiccups, about your maybe mistakes or failures, about your struggles, about your successes. Celebrate. Seriously, celebrate with me. So yeah, this is all that I wanted to talk with you about. And I thank you very much for watching. And I love you all. And hopefully see you later. Bye.